Tribe? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So we're going to do a little something different. You know, I haven't been doing this in a while. So it's kind of feeling like some new territory, but it's really old territory for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an Ancestral Soul Report. Okay? It's a 7-card spread that I lay down. I have some ancestral-oriented type of decks for clarification. I have the Angel deck, and I have a Soul Oracle deck. And, of course, my moneymaker. Like, these cards never lie to me. Like, when I first started doing readings about 2.5 years ago, this was the first deck. I've had this deck the whole way through. So this deck is more or less like what I use in real life. I like kind of use different decks when we go live, but when we do real work, like not real work, but you know, impersonal work, up close and personal, I use these. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a feel for the read. I'm gonna be able to, I have some names wrote down that, you know, and I'm gonna spew them as I go throughout the reading. But this is a past reading, present, hidden, influence, obstacles, environment, best course of action, and potential outcome. So I'm going to combine them during the reading. The character cards show up in the reading, and they give me a finite sense of connection as to what type of ancestor is coming through. So I might make mention of it. It may resonate. You know, I go along with this as I feel. It's a little different than just a regular tarot reading. So I pray that it resonates, and this is collective energy. So volume. Let me make sure everything is right. Over here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Diego Montano, my guy. All right, y'all. So here we go. We're gonna tap right in. And I had a card that I pulled before I started, so I want to say what's on this card. I'm responsible for my thoughts. No one is in control of my happiness but me. So that's like a small download. As I was getting prepared, that fell out. So I left it out and I read it, and I'm going to read it again. I am responsible for my thoughts. No one is in control of my happiness but me. And lately, y'all been feeling like, and the collective energy we're a part of, that's connected to us, because everybody's collective is different, right? You know, but overall, I've been feeling like people been in a mode of manifesting certain things, and maybe you caught in between, and maybe your thoughts, they play a part in it. So be responsible for your thoughts. When you find yourself thinking against yourself, you know, back away from yourself. And remember, no one is responsible for your happiness but you. So we're going to lay these 7 cards out, and we're going to get out this Ancestral Soul Report. It's fun here. I haven't been here in a while. Right? And as I was doing this reading, y'all, it was a bunch of things that happened that were kind of like odd to me. For one, the steel cross on the table moved. It flinched, and it was a pen that just started rolling across the floor, right? So I'm kind of used to these occurrences when it comes to this. Let's get some energy out here. All right, yeah. Okay. We got a King of Pentacles, so definitely somebody's father, right? 3 of Wands. King of Swords, 2 of Wands, the Moon. So I can tell you right now, it's a lot of masculine energy in this ancestral reading. So this is a masculine ancestors. and it's ancestors, because you have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords out here, and you got Ten of Cups out here, which is good. That's great. I love that the fact that this ended with the Ten of Cups. The Devil in reverse, actually. All right, so we got 7 cards laid out. We tapping into what your ancestors are saying to you in this reading. This is a lot of masculine energy, so most likely this is a father. It could be a grandfather figure. I'm actually seeing the King of Pentacles is a person that probably, you know, they had different maybe wills and entitlements when they transition. You know, this is a person that would have probably transitioned and left some sort of inheritance. You know, even if it was a person that was very knowledgeable with the Pentacles and you know, they left a lot of knowledge. I'm really feeling like this person had gold. Gold could be significant. I'm seeing a lot of gold in this energy. I'm hearing the name Melvin. I'm hearing the name Lenny. Actually hearing Jamal, Arthur, Jameson. All right, so you got the King of Pentacles, and this is past energy. So this is the first energy that comes out, and it's past. So this is definitely an ancestor speaking, right? In the 7 card spread, you got past and then you got present. So I'm gonna pull from the oracle. I'm gonna get an angel message out. 1818 spirit guides. All right. So we're dealing with a lot of energy right here. You're on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back. Look at this card right here. Read it. We locked inside of an ancestral reading, and this is the first card that Spirit gives me. It says, you are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces. So we speaking of, this is actually a dynamic card, and it said a lot to me. So not only is this grandfather or this father figure that's clearly communicating from the other side, could be an uncle as well. Not quite a grandfather, right? They are a protector as well. And when it speaks of be sure that everything will fall to pieces, this speaks about things that are pit against you. Probably obstacles, enemies, different spiritual foes. It's saying be sure that everything will fall to pieces. So, and I see the moon out here, so we're gonna get to that. But you are on the right track, and we're gonna get into this message. Now, present is 3 of Wands energy. I want to clarify that. Abundance. All right. So with the 3 of Wands energy, it says, it's telling me that presently, right? Your present 3 of Wands, an elevated state of conscience, which is good. That's why you're here tapping into this message. The 3 of Wands is a card of, in my ancestral vibe, it's a card of an elevated sense of like being able to see your ships come in, being able to see from a heightened standpoint. Like, you know, it's kind of, with this 3 of Wands in abundance, I kind of feel like your present energy is kind of being poised for whatever. And I think it's a great energy. It's like you as a person, that's because this feels like a warrior energy. So it feels like you some sort of a warrior, right? Now, I feel like your 3 of Wands to the abundance is a perfect present energy. It's saying that you kind of like can see from an elevated sense. And 3 of Wands is sustainable at that point where you kind of seeking enlightenment. You moving into abundance. Abundance and liberation are finally on the way. And that's what I feel like. You know, you can see your ships coming in. The card says it. You can see what's happening. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to like everything that's going on, right? The name Francis could be significant. Netta. Julius, Connie, your hidden influences, King of Swords. All right, so I feel like you have ancestral masculine protection in this reading, and it's real. Like, look at these guys. Your hidden influence is a King of Swords. Remember 1818 says spirit guides? So what you have is maybe you're feminine and you have masculine influence on the other side of things. Like, not maybe even on this side. But I'm really feeling, like I said, this feels like father energy or uncle energy, ancestral energy. Manifestation. This King of Swords right here. And I understand now. Like, when I see this King of Swords to the manifestation and it's falling on hidden influence in the reading, definitely a spirit guide. Definitely a powerful ancestor in your corner. It feels like an uncle or a father. It really does, right? It could be a father figure. King of Swords is a Libra energy, definitely. Libra, Aquarius, it could be Gemini. But nevertheless, this is a card of it's kind of like not the sword of Archangel Michael, but the sword of justice, like more like a verbal person, more like a person that spoke the truth is the King of Swords. More like a person that was dynamic at defending you in this life and in the afterlife, right? King of Swords is a powerful word. It says hidden influence. So, you know, you have trial in the yamas, like the soulish aspect of existence where other energies are at, is a lot just like this world that we live in. It mirrors it to a certain degree. So the King of Swords is good. It's an effective communicator. It's more like an investigator, right? Like, say you got an ancestor that transitioned and I'm feeling this energy, right? A person that's going to plead your case in cases where spiritual incidents are in play. Like, for instance, somebody could throw something at you spiritually. It could be like a spell or something. So these kind of energies, you need them to defend you. Like, they are the energies that when they go to court, because things go to court. You ever notice how sometimes I feel like people who do you wrong spiritually, they get away with it? It's just like in real life. They be spiritual vagabonds. They be on the run from spiritual authorities, like this King of Swords here. So when they caught, it becomes a different situation. So this King of Swords is helping you with your manifestations. 4, obstacles. 2 of Wands. Communication. All right, I said clearly. So this ancestor is wanting you to know your indecisive communication is this is an obstacle for you. So this is like you making, probably in your mind, making things be that are not really there, right? I feel like this is an indecisive card. Your 2 of Wands is an obstacle. So that shows me that you may want to move forward, but I feel like maybe you're trying to bring past energy into a present situation and you feeling like, boom, a disconnect, or you feeling stagnant. It's actually draining you, they telling me. And it's a lot to do with your communication, right? And it's not necessarily communication with humans. It could be your communication with your spirits, with your ancestors, with God. I'm feeling like with your ancestors, absolutely, right? You indecisive with it. Maybe you call on them and they show up, and then, maybe you want to move in discontinued energy. But things don't oftentimes move like that, right? When you invite them in and they come in, they pretty much be in. So it's about balancing it out, right? Because they will, like when you invite your ancestors in, they get in to protect you, you know, keep you safe, help you, guide you, instruct you. Well, when you want to get away from what they instructing you to do to keep you safe, things begin to fall out of place, and it's because they trying to protect you. See, that's how it goes. And I feel like with you, whoever this is that I'm speaking to, you in this indecisive energy and a failure to communicate with them is causing obstacles in your life. As above, so below. Your failure to communicate with your spirits, right? Spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophet. So your failure to communicate with the spirits, it could be causing a failure to communicate in your reality, your real life. You're not able to communicate well because you're having spiritual blockages. Two of Wands is your obstacles. That's what a father is saying from the afterlife, or uncle, because I'm feeling like somebody's uncle, right? The name Reba could be significant. Rebecca, Mandy, Lisa, Aurora, Odessa. Okay, so moving right along, the environment is where we're at right now. Gentleness, the moon. So, you know, the moon is showing me that your environment is filled with secrets, secret things, things that you can't see, pretty much hidden things, right? Now, gentleness, right? I really feel, and I'm smiling because somebody's grandfather or father, I said grandfather, somebody's grandfather's actually saying, yeah, that's it. That's what's being said. So I'm gonna go with it. The moon is your current environment. Now, the normal people, the moon environment is not comfortable because it's like so many things you don't know, you want to know, secrets around you. You know, moon energy is dark feminine energy, right? And it's the darker side of feminine energy. It's where the secrets lie, right? When do the most heinous things take place? Under the moon, right? So moon's energy becomes a darker energy, not a bad energy, right? Not a bad energy, but a darker energy, right? Now, many of us, we don't like that kind of darkness because we can't see our way through it. Now, this is the catch. And somebody's grandfather, gentleness. You have a lot of protection for you to be surrounded by gentleness and moon energy. It's like I said, you have a lot of masculine protectors in this energy. I don't hear nothing from grandmothers and mothers right now. I'm seeing King of Pentacles and King of Swords, fathers, uncles, not quite grandfathers, but maybe young grandfathers as well, right? And this is why it's gentle in your moon energy. Like, you could be around people that feel like you're some type of target. You could be around people that may feel like you are weak. In fact, you are not, right? You're very much protected. So, because I don't want to encourage anybody the wrong way. Like, people take that protected and they run with it and they begin. It's not for you to undo your own self, because I don't care how protected you are, you can do yourself in. Your will is the greatest thing you have. So what I say is, like, being protected doesn't mean become bold and arrogant, right? It's not that. You got a certain gentleness with this protection. It allows you to sleep in the midst of confusion and chaos. That's the gentleness in the moon. That's being protected. Like Mother Maya Angelou said, protection is not what's seen, is what's sealed. So you rest in gentleness. That's sealed. That's sealed. Even with the secrets. And don't worry. Don't let this energy cause you to go investigate. Just leave things where they are, right? Just know in the moon energy is gentleness. So you got protection. All right. So moving on. Best course of action. Patience. Patience to the Ten of Cups, though, right? And the reason why I love this Ten of Cups and my ancestral meaning and my ancestral reading is because when I pull this in real life and everywhere else, this means that they love you. This Ten of Cups, this is love, the love of your ancestors, the fullness of love, a love that you may not understand, because a lot of them, your ancestors, thank you, Spirit, they loved you before you even was conceived. The notion of you know how when a lot of the great prophets were born, they were already prophesized. Their birth was prophesized, right? Many of you are like that. Your birth was prophesized. It doesn't have to be on a big worldwide biblical scale, right? You could just simply be the savior of your bloodline. So this Ten of Cups, it encompasses you, right? It follows you everywhere you go. Why? Because you was willing to do something different. The fact that you can listen to a reading and hear a reading and understand that spiritually, this may not seem, it may look like cards, and it might look like this guy's just sitting here running his mouth, but somebody you tapped in. So this is resonating with you. Now, Ten of Cups to the patience. In between Ten of Cups and patience, I'm seeing you in the energy of non-belief, lack of understanding fully as to what's really going on with you in life, with you and your ancestors. You feel a little something. You even willing to admit, okay, yeah, I got some ancestors, they love me. But maybe you don't realize that not only do they love you, they got faith in you, right? And you have to have patience in order for you to allow yourself to develop into what you are becoming. Thank you, Spirit. You are becoming something. And it takes patience. In order for you to develop, you have to allow them to work with you. You already got authorization from God, the Most High. God knew the world was coming to this, y'all. God knows all things. We didn't know that we was about to come to this. We didn't. We didn't realize this. We did not know. Thank you, Spirit. See, in the midst of all of this, spiritual narcissism on one side and religious narcissism on the other side, everybody's yelling, right? Everybody's screaming. Everybody's hollering. Religious narcissists, spiritual narcissists are yelling. But in the midst of this, it's Ten of Cups. Because in the middle of all of that, something is happening. And if we was to read the holy books in spirit and in truth, we would see what was happening. And everybody would stop yelling across the board. Everybody would see the areas where they right. Everybody would see the areas where they wrong. Because we are all wrong in assuming that we know what's going on. We don't. That's why patience is required, right? Ancestors, they trying to work with us and show us. So you got a Ten of Cups out here. And I love it. To be surrounded by that much love and that much faith, to have that much belief in you out of energies that don't even exist on this plane. Now that's crazy. You know, I always say that's crazy. That's crazy, right? But that's real. You might be walking around on this plane feeling like, man, my family don't fool with me. Your ancestors do. Your family might not understand yet, but through patience, your ancestors gonna work that out too. There's no way, right? You being authentically you unlocking all of these things in you that the ancestors been dying to get out for years and generations. They've been not demonic things, not none of those things. I'm talking about things that liberate the bloodline, things that take us off the corner, things that take us out the prostitution frame of mind, things that take us out of this lewdness that we live in. You got 10 of cups in order so that you can move in another energy, right? But your family, they might not understand it because everybody comfortably trapped in what they already trapped in. They fine with that. For good, bad, or ugly. People cool with things being the way that they are. Some people love to be at the bottom. Some people love to be at the top. But one thing people will fear is when the bottom shift to the top and everything gets shook up. That's what God do. Remember, the last shall be first. The meek shall inherit the earth. That kind of energy. So you have 10 of cups with you in order to assist you. That's big energy. And it's a lot of masculines. Like I said, look at these guys. Look at these guys. Can y'all see them? There he is. King of Pentacles, King of Swords in my ancestral reading. Like I said, powerful masculine energies. I'm feeling like fathers. I'm feeling like uncles, father figures, uncle figures, right? Some of these people that's coming through this reading, you don't even know them. But they know you. Going to your ancestors is about starting with the ones you know and allowing the ones that you don't to resonate down the frequency, right? Tapping with the ones that you know, like the ones that transition while you were here, get their pictures, right? Tapping with them, open up a conduit, right? Tap in. The next thing you know, you'll be hearing from these kind of like, I like the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles out here. All right, so we're going to get to the last stage of this Ancestral 7-card spread. And it's been real. Like, but before we do go, I want to focus on this 10 of Cups again. When you are surrounded by the 10 of Cups energy, and they are telling you to have patience, I want you to realize what's working inside of you is it's a very powerful energy, and it's going to take you to get familiar with, because you've been given many tools from ancestors. You've been given duties and responsibilities on a spiritual level. So it's required for you to have patience. You don't want to rush in because, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to lose your footing. So just be patient. Allow it to develop, right? Last 7, potential outcome. Love it. Devil in reverse. We got the demon on the run again. I love that kind of energy, right? So let me clarify. Transformation. Devil in reverse to the transformation. Your potential outcome. So do you realize what they're saying? Okay, you got 10 of Cups, and they saying be patient. That's give yourself time to develop, okay? And then they saying transformation puts the devil in reverse. So it's imperative that you allow yourself to keep growing. You feel yourself growing spiritually? Grow. Don't become hindered. Don't allow yourself to be hindered, right? Grow. Because it's imperative that you grow. Your transformation is what's keeping the devil on the run. Look at this. Transformation. Devil in reverse. That's somebody turning back addictions, drugs, sexual, all kinds of addictions. Being turned back. And if not being turned all the way back, being brought under control, right? Somebody, it's all a part of transformation. Everybody's transformation is different. But as long as you transforming, there is transformation that puts the devil on the run. It's not all about taking big strides towards, like, thank you, Spirit. It's not about jumping on social media, gathering a bunch of information from everybody else's life and trying to determine how you move forward from that standpoint. This ain't about that. This right here is about looking at your own life and changing in small increments, little here, little there, ebb and flow. Truly. Thank you, Spirit. Transformational energy put the demon on a run again. I'm talking about this kind of devil, right? Thank you, Spirit, because I'm getting a depth of revelation and I can feel and I want to, in the darkest recesses of the minds of men, right? In the Bible, it says, in the hearts of men dwelleth no good thing. In the darkest recesses of men's mind, and women, per se, lies an evil, right? And this evil is designed to drive you into mental chaos and confusion. That devil. Meaning, not the devil that you think came from hell with the horns. Nah. I'm talking about the devils that are created by men and women in our lives due to their lack of understanding your purpose, thinking they know what's best for you. All of these type of things, they become entities and devils. So in order for you to break that timeline, your transformation, it has to be. Without it, you become bound again. See, look, if transformation is not upright, turning this in reverse, if I flip it, the devil wins as long as you stop transforming yourself. That's what they saying. See, they can get to you. Thank you, Spirit. See, your ancestors are saying that they can get to you. And these are masculine defenders, right? Like I said, the mothers, they sitting down. Normally, I see a lot of feminine energies when I'm doing readings, right? But this is masculine energies coming through this channel. And I think that they want people to understand that you giving up on your transformation, you killing your protection. Let me tell you something personally. Thank you, Spirit. It was a point in time when I was having thoughts about, in my life, I had moved away from some violent things, and I was thinking about going back to them, right? And Spirit gave me a dream. The ancestors brought me a dream. They allowed me to see the ending of my old timeline. I seen the ending. And it woke me up, and I was terrified, right? I was terrified more or less that my old ending, the way that I would have transitioned, it was consistent of being dark and alone, right? That it wasn't even consistent of violence or nothing. It was consistent of being dark and alone and a purpose that was unfulfilled. That was my old timeline. And when I saw that, I understood. I understood what they were saying. I understand that transformation puts the devil on the run. Because, see, I was a person that was allowing the devil to influence me. When I say the devil, I mean evil energy. See, I don't believe in a horn, a figure that runs around and does. I don't believe that. I believe that the devil is an energy. It's a Luciferian energy. Many things become devil, right? So it's imperative to learn that and put them all on the run. And you know how you do that? No, you don't stand up and be rebuking and doing all of that. That you can rebuke as hard as you want. Even the Bible says that one can chase 1,000. Two can put 10,000 to flight. So what happens when there's 1,000,000 energies at you, right? And that's what we think. We don't realize we don't have the spiritual jurisdiction that we think. But what we do have is we have earthly jurisdiction in the spirit by way of your will. Spirit subject to the prophets. Why? Because in this world, right, this is how you build your ranking in the spirit realm by what you do in this world, right? So when you transforming in this world, you connecting yourself to a greater source of power. That greater source of power, that can put way more than 10,000 energies to flight. So you don't need to be rebuking. You don't got to be rebuking. You don't got to be a rebuker or a person that even believes. I'm not saying that that doesn't work, but you don't have to put your faith in evil fleeing that I have to rebuke it. No, all you got to do is transform. Transform puts the devil on the run. The devil can't get in places that are no more. His and you, right? You hear that? That sounds like somebody peoples came through. It said, let me see if I can remember what I just said. I said, the devil cannot come in you in where places that were his and you are no more, right? So that's transformation. When you begin to etch out the places that evil took residency up inside of your energetic field, how can it come back there? It's not even comfortable there no more. Look, transformation, right? This was the read. This was the lit read. Transformation to the devil in reverse. Your ancestors, they saying they got it. You do your part, they got it. Remember, your environment was the moon. This is a major arcana, y'all. The moon. You know what that means? It's big things you don't know. It's big things you don't know going on in your auric field. Spiritual things. But it's gentleness. So you know, it's imperative you don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Somebody. That's all I can say. I can't say don't give up on God and I don't even want to say that because, you know, it's too many stigmas. They be like, well, what God is he talking about? Then I don't know. He talking about don't give up on God. They might be talking about the devil. Da, 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 da. Listen, don't give up on yourself. Do you know yourself? Are you learning yourself? Do you feel the spiritual algorithm that surrounds your life? If you don't, first tap in there first. You should be feeling a major spiritual algorithm, right? Why? Because it's there. It's there. And inside of that algorithm is where you feel things pushing against you spiritually, right? Areas that you're resisting in is something pushing you. It's not a demon. It's not an angel. Right? It's you. You're evolving. It's called spiritual evolution. You're evolving. You are evolving. We all must do that. This is what happens to us. We evolve. It's not that you want to fight against church, but you got to defend yourself against the religious narcissists. You don't want to fight with the church. I don't want to fight with the church or anybody, right? And you don't want to fight with the Mawanganzas and the Babalawus and the ministers and you don't want to fight with the spiritual narcissists either, right? You just want to transform. Why? Because that's what higher self is telling you the time is. 10 of Cups. Ancestors pushing. We are evolving into vessels that can maintain ancestral contact. We don't need all of these rituals and all of that shit. Like, and I'm not knocking nobody, but it's a different time. Age of Aquarius. That's why I'm saying transformation put the devil on a run again. A failure to transform is going to keep you trapped, stuck, bound, gagged. You know, I was like, I can't live in a place where I get, I guess grow and get older and get older and get older, and I'm seeing the error in what I believe in the way that I'm living. I'm seeing the error in it, right? I'm seeing people ignoring the error in it. You know why I was seeing the error in certain things I was doing? Thank you, God. Whew, this is a heavy one, and this should resonate with you. I was once a part of certain things that I thought were God ordained, right? And maybe they were. But then I began to say, well, if they were, we messed them up. And I was like, I know we messing them up because I'm seeing too many people with mental health issues, right? And I was like, if I'm a part of something and people are coming and leaving with mental health issues, right? This can't be right, God. And God said deep inside of me, it's not. It's not. And then you know what God said? As you were. Because the decision is up to you. Like, we got a will. God not gonna waste his time trying to force himself over nobody's will. We not designed like that. We designed to be able to evolve. This is what Yeshua the Christ was teaching. I had to say Yeshua. Because if I say Jesus, they be like, Jesus ain't real, they made him up. But they'll never say that. Yeshua is not real. So Yeshua, the Christ, that walked and went to the schools of Baghdad, that went to Timbuktu, that studied astrology, that studied numerology, and went to the schools of Egypt and learned the art of resurrection. That Yeshua the Christ, he taught transformation in order to put the devil on the run. This is what he taught. So see, this kind of teaching, essentially, this type of transformation is going to rouse the voices of the spiritual narcissist and the religious narcissist, the same way that Yeshua did. Remember Yeshua the Christ? Remember the Pharisees and the Sadducees was yelling on one side, stone him to death, stone him. And you had the the magicians on the lower end, like, stone him. He moves in an authority that we can't understand, right? We working magic on him, and it ain't working towards the Yeshua. And then, like I said, you had loud voices that deemed themselves holy. Nicodemus and the boys, they were the high council at the time. They were the church at the time. That Yeshua, the Christ, walked the earth, they was the church. They had the same voice that they got now. Right? We got the rights. We know God. We did. It's the same energy. So transforming yourself into the image that God meant for you to be is what's going to put the devil on the run. And this is messages from your masculine ancestors, right? This is how they feel. So with that being said, my job is done. I'm pretty much about to tap out. They don't have a lot more for me, but be encouraged, all right? And I'm gonna leave you with what I came with. I'm responsible for my thoughts. No one is in control of my happiness but me. That's important, all right? And on my way out, remember, your thoughts, the engine to your manifestations, your thoughts. You don't gotta see what it can be like. Only begin to believe that it can be. Because if you can't see it, to believe it in your mind's eye, you couldn't resonate with it when it did come in. You wouldn't be familiar with it. We can't manifest things that we have not became familiar with on a soulish level. You want to mate, manifest them. You want this, that, and the third, manifest it. Your thoughts gonna bring it in. You can be, thank you, Spirit. You can be all the way north and manifest something that's south. That's how powerful your thoughts are. Seriously, like when you like you could be stuck in a certain place in life. Thank you, God. I almost just said hallelujah. I don't know why that almost came out, but hallelujah anyway. But you can be stuck in a certain place in life, and you can be under the energy of things will get better. Things have to get better, right? People that think like that, things get better. I'm talking about when you down at the hardest, lowest point, right? You got two things you can manifest. Right? You can manifest abundance, right? Because you might be a powerful manifester. You probably are. You can manifest abundance. You can manifest an abundance of forward motion, or you can manifest an abundance of stagnant motion because you are abundant. This is what your ancestors want you to realize. Your thoughts, they manifesting into your abundance. So when you at your lowest point and you saying, I can't make it, I can't do this no more, you're manifesting an abundance of I can't do this no more energy. That's what you manifesting abundantly. So the problem's getting bigger, not better. And you like, I don't know why, God, why is things working? I just can't take this no more. That's what you manifesting. Energy that you can't take no more. But at your lowest point, right, I got this got to get better. The old heads used to do it. Thank you. Somebody grandfather I'm speaking to, he used to do it. He did this. When things got bad, I'm saying somebody take their hat off and slap it on their lap and be like, ain't no way the devil gonna win this. Things got to turn around. They gonna turn around. See, men and women who speak like that, they make things turn around. Might not turn that day, but the energy and the sequence of events, they go in motion at that word. Because the word, speak things that be not as though they were. Speak the word. Stop worrying about the result. Speak the word. Transformational. I'm at my lowest. Things gonna get better. Things have to get better. Then the devil say, why do things gotta get better? Because there is no other way. Right? We at the threshing core, right? Things can get no worse, right? Things can go no, they can't go further left than they already are. So things go right now. It gets better. When you speak like that, the universe responds to you and put emotion behind it. Why am I saying that? Because the thoughts that we attach to our emotion and speak, they have the loudest and they have the most powerful effect in the universe. The universe takes that seriously. God takes that seriously. That's what a prayer is. A prayer is designed to get you to tap into sincerity and truth of your being. And when you offer a prayer that's sincere and true, they tell you it reaches God. It does. And guess what else? It makes the universe begin to move that way. Might not show up. We think it's supposed to happen tomorrow. Could. It could, spirits say. They say anything can happen at any given time. Especially when you put the right word up on it. Thank you, Spirit. Begin to put the right words out. I can't do it. I can't take it no more. This is too much. Don't say that. I can't do it no more. It's too much. It's too hard. It's breaking me. Don't say that. You don't gotta say that. You don't have to say that. You don't. Take it from no. I've been there, y'all. At your lowest point, you don't have to continue to manifest an abundance of that. Change your word. Put some authority behind your word. And talk to Talk to it. The evil, the anxiety. Talk to it. Nah. Laugh at it. Even at your lowest point. Might sound crazy, I know. But it's not, right? It's about vibration and frequency in this world we live in. That's what it's about. Your ancestors, they got you. And God has you. Whoever this reading is for. It's about you. Your mind, right? You block them out. You block God out. Whoever you are, you powerful, right? Your communication is key. See? I'm saying somebody get in the mode of, as I clean this out, I'm hearing somebody getting in the mode of where all that it don't matter. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like praying. I don't feel like doing nothing spiritual. I don't feel like doing nothing because of that. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is just be like, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Because if you're not saying a word, you're not speaking that authority over yourself. You know that old song, I think you right here, song that speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord, right? That kind of energy. The old heads, they knew what it was. Speak things that be not as though they were. So let's begin to speak out. Transformation keeps the devil in reverse. That was your reading. I pray that it resonated. If you would like to be a blessing to the channel, the information is on the page. If not, just give the page a visit. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. God bless.